Well, it must have been like four something years now that I uploaded an actual video. Um, I made a YouTube channel and I called it Monkey Speaks, and I put a bunch of my ideas on it. You might recognize this, but so this proves that this is from the Monkey Speaks channel, and um, I did it because I wanted to get a whole bunch of the ideas out. Because have you ever had a friend and they're like, well, man, if he'd ever just either finish a project or if he'd follow through an idea or go out and try to work with others to make some of these ideas happen, they would be cool, And like he's like, if you just, whatever. But I and so like what the deal is this it was bladder cancer, and so I was peeing blood, right? And I went to I think I made the video after the first bladder surgery, and it's just one of them. They do like a roto-rooter thing up through your pee hole and scrape stuff out. But I really thought that I'd be dying like I might be dying like within like a year or something. And it's just bladder cancer, and maybe I overreacted, but maybe I didn't because I lost a kidney. I kept getting treatments done, and then some got up into one of the uter tubes, and I've lost a kidney so far. So yeah, I got cancer, but it's not killing me fast. It's either going to we're going to win or it's going to kill me. It's killing me slowly, like slower than I thought. And also it just there's a perfect storm of things, but my idea's out there. I put it on the internet. My idea's out there. One of them, a couple of them, and no, I, I didn't go back in. So, um, yeah. Also, like, I am a paranoid schizophrenic. It's just a fact. I want to say it now to get it over with. And that's going to be another thing where it's not my fault, but it's going to be something that I'm trying to get my ideas out there and make them happen. And this is the best way for me to go about it because I know myself. And um, I so anyway, so that's enough. I've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with that like my whole life, or ever since like I was 20, like had my first real bad episode at 20. I think it's like 23 or something. Uh, but it was real bad. It was something. Um, and I've had small ones ever since. But I'm not. I get stressed out and I lose sleep and stuff like that. I've had friends that you know I draw. You know, I'm actually better than this. This is ink. This is ink stuff, and then it's not so good. It's not. It's not what I normally do. I'm normally like a shader guy. But yeah, I already got my idea out there. So it's either going to be emulated or something. I already thought that someone already be making it and ripping it off, and I'd be already talking to it by now. But it's like it's also kind of like the reverse of like it's like the King Solomon thing, like you get the cut the baby in half or keep the baby, that No, like the one lady's like, it's like, this is my baby, and then this lady's like, well, go ahead and keep it. I just want the baby to be healthy and happy because I'm the real, it was like that almost, but kind of kind of like, okay. In 2009, I have associates in art, and they say a bachelor's in art is a license to deliver pizza. So what's associates in art? But but I'd have like probably of all the times that I've had breakdowns and quit like school, I probably would have. I would probably have like a bachelor's and a half probably of like what I built up and then had to quit. Um, but in 2009, I actually made an effort to go out there and use my what I knew in the art world to do commercial art. This is the only commercial thing I've ever attempted. But I went to the Boomerangs down by where the store used to be on Main Street, and it's not there anymore. And the Boomerang's not there anymore. I think they moved to where B Bittens is or Bittens, and it's nice. It's real nice. So I think they just took that. I don't think that's a whole new place. I think they took whoever owned the franchise of that one place bought B Benton's place and built it in there. But it's a real nice place. But I went into the Boomerangs and I was like, well, I drew this before, and I want to try it again. I had my idea because I always wanted to make like a T-shirt, and I thought like Boomerang's going pretty good. I'm gonna get in on this, and I'm gonna try to sell this guy the idea of making me and him getting together and making like the mascot for Boomerang, and then make T-shirts, and then it go over really good. It didn't go over all that great, but he worked with me. The guy's name was Charles, and Charles was pretty cool. He owned the Sonics. He bought the Sonics from the first guy who started the Sonics, and he was kind of the intermission of between when it was just that one guy owning I think between 9 or 12, I'm not sure, and he was the guy that built it up to where it was big enough that the corporation bought it, and then I was like, well, you should be like a millionaire somewhere. He's like, well, and guess what? Anybody, divorce. It's like no surprise, divorce, lost a bunch of money. Well, same guy, and his name was Charles, and he's a real good dude. He was this guy. He was building shelves in the back in the kitchen. So like this guy, he started his franchise and he's helping the Boomerang franchise, and so he's a real cool guy, real good guy. Treated me fairly. After all this was said and done, he gave me $100 bill for my troubles, because it was like, we're gonna go a different way. Well, they did go a different way. They had a dude that like a greaser guy with a black T-shirt and sunglasses and a bouffant hairdo thing, and and I remember one time like riding the city, and there's a big billboard, there's a Boomerang billboard, and it had that guy, the greaser guy with the glasses and the pompadour, not the bouffant. Is this pompadour? Whatever, and it's a stock picture. It is. It's a stock picture. The guy that got the picture got it from a like I remember it was like I saw it one time on the computer, and it was Intel computer. I don't know, but he got it like right off the internet. That was a pre-made stock picture from somewhere. So when you say a Boomerang guy, that came from like a computer. So there's like it could be used in other places and all that stuff. But it's good. It's still professional. It's more professional than this, and so. And then also I drove by and there's a Boomerang across from the Brahms, kinda, and there's a picture of a waitress, and the waitress has like a big old. She I don't know if she is a stock icon, but So I told my friend when I looked at a billboard, I said, I'm kind of responsible for that. That guy would not be on that billboard if it wasn't for me initially trying to sell Charles on this. And we talked about this is why I originally brought it up. This is like I thought Boomerang make like Australian, like a Australian outback guy and stuff with the hat and the koala on the back and all that kind of stuff. And that was like just the reason why I did. But man, we got to start talking. And he told me all about what Boomerang was about. And it's like bringing back the old style diner feel. And it's kind of cool because you think about like Sonic's the same thing. Sonic was all about bringing the drive-in thing feel, and then Boomerang is bringing back the diner feel. I would like to say something. Hamburger King. Go to Hamburger King. If you really want an old school diner feel, go to Hamburger King at least once. I'm not saying not go to Boomerang. Boomerang's great. Like Boomerang. It's pro Boomerang. But if you're downtown in Shawnee, you go to Hamburger King. It is a legit old school diner. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like the old school diner as much as the Boomerangs do, but it actually is one. But it's downtown. It's good. My granny used to bring us and everybody, and she used to go down there and eat there and stuff. It's a really great place. But I think it's like been around since 1947. Like wow. But so we got to start talking, and he was saying like it's all about going back to the 50s and the diners, and he started talking about sock hops and all that kind of stuff, and it got my brain going. And this really isn't like the best one. This is not the best idea because it's like a brat doll. And when he started talking about like the sock hop, my brain just started thinking about he said something about the fuzzy sweaters and then stuff like that. So this is almost like a brat doll. This is like not what I would have wanted it to end up being. Oh, by the way, he named and then he didn't draw this. He probably would have made this as, I'd say sex appealing. It's not overtly sexy, but it's like how curvy she is though. And I would have made and he wanted to name him Betty Boom because it goes along with the old stuff like Betty Boop. But I really think like maybe Betsy Boom, because change both the words if you're going to do it. By the way, I watched the World for Signs, and downtown there was a Betty Boop, big Betty Boop statue in front of like one of the stores, and she had like a pill box and had the skates on like the drive-in waitresses on the roller skates, and so. That's kind of made me think. Well, I ought to talk about this. Okay, but so now the main idea that on that show, and it's probably going to be the one thing I talk about the most. I might not even talk about anything else. Is what I've been calling the D&D game show, and the main idea on my YouTube channel, it's about the D&D game show. And like I said, I'm paranoid schizophrenic, and I don't like. It's going to be. It's not just I'm trying to get a bunch of money, and I do. If what I want to do is I want to pitch it to some people that really know how to make it and can make it really good. And then I want some kind of input. I'm not good about, I don't, like, I had friends, and like I always thought my friends would end up making a role-playing game, because we used to have like a role-playing group, and we didn't just play D&D, we played a whole bunch of different role-playing games. And I always thought one of them would invent a role-playing game, and I'd have it made because I'd be the illustrator, but I didn't ever want to get in with making the game with them and the mechanics, because it's like you argue over ideas, you fight over who thought over what, and man, I just wanted to avoid all that. Being with my friends, so I'd always be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. When you do it, tell me, and I'll illustrate it." But really, I'm a pretty creative guy, so I really should have stepped up on that. I really regret that, and really, if I could go back and do it over again, I'd probably make it some kind of tabletop game. Now my friends and I played a bunch of HeroClix, and I wouldn't even emulate HeroClix, and I wouldn't even emulate Magic the Gathering, because that's what you'd really want. You'd want to like go back in time and invent Magic the Gathering, cash in. But I'd invent my own tabletop game with my friends, knowing what I didn't know now. That's like, I should have done something like that. Because now I'm like, I would have made something really good, I think. But something like HeroClix. Okay. But I know that this game show, and I've been calling it the D&D game show, but it's not D&D, and then I don't want anybody to use it. And also, I think in the video, I always like, well, they're going to make it into the Munchkin game show. Because Steve Jackson is of all the games, it's the most known. But really, if they were going to make it off of a game, they'd probably call it HeroQuest, even though the actual game wouldn't be like that, and they'd use the HeroQuest thing, because it's actually older and more revered. I played very few of those big games. I like to play more of the box ones. They have like these really great games now. This is insane. If you watch like Dice Tower, sometimes it's crazy. I like to play those. But anyway, so they picked the stock picture, and it's great. It is more professional than what I did, but it is stock, and it's on the windows and stuff. It's not, and it must be pretty good, because I think it's been somewhat emulated, because there's a pompadour greaser guy on other billboards for Fire Lake grocery for like chicken, and that guy looks more like Johnny Bravo than the one that's on Boomerang. What I'm saying is, I know it's going to happen, and I'm trying to stop it from being the stock pompadour guy on the billboard. Even though I'm not saying it's not good, it's good, it's professional, it's all right. But I really, so I needed to say that, and so I get that out of the way, because I know, because I need to say that. I need to get that information out. All right. Have a good day, YouTube. I had a bunch of pictures or different illustrations, like the Betty Boom and the Australian guy, but also like I have like the Australian guy thing colored and the Betty Boom thing colored. But those, I like didn't color those. I took a picture and then poured them into Nano Banana, and Nano Banana colored those. Even though those look like they were colored by a person, those were colored by Nano Banana for real. I also started working on typing in, like I always thought like Betty Boom being a bobblehead would be cool. So I made like, I scanned like a really not great sketch, but I scanned it in to use it as reference to make the bobbleheads. And at first I made like a giant one, but then it made one that's really, I think it's good. And then I messed with the program on Leonardo, and I've included a whole bunch of pictures of kind of like what I think Betty Boom should, or Betsy Boom, whichever way, should look like now. And like, I'm not trying to sell it now. I'm not trying to be a part of it. I'm just, um, I don't know. I just kind of want to show what I really think that Betty Boom should look like and Betty Boom should be like if they make it. And it's like, I talked about how that one guy was from stock photos, or not stock photos, but stock icons from like I know from Intel Pentium computer of some kind that I saw. But no, it's AI now. So it's AI is even, like at least the Buffon guy or the Pompadour guy was at one time made by a real person and put in a computer for a whole bunch of people to access. But the AI thing is like someone just the AI made it. Of course, I drew the rough sketch. I typed in the things in the prompt. I used the I watched like a Yellow Kitty documentary, and I typed in a whole bunch of stuff, and I ended it with using the KY aesthetic, like KAWII aesthetic, and then that made like just a really good little bobblehead. I'm proud of all of them. The bobbleheads are good, but there's also like some really weird kind of bobbleheads that the other Leonardo AI made. But I wanted y'all to see those, and I was trying to do a voiceover to. I was trying to do a voiceover, and just the tablet I'm using, it's just it ain't working at all. So you're gonna see you're gonna see these. I have them included, and like 2 or 3 of them are made by Nano Banana through Gemini, and then there's the ones that are like a woman that she don't got no legs and she's sitting on the counter kind of thing, and on those, and I might include a whole bunch of them, are from messing around with the Leonardo AI, which has Nano Banana in it, where you choose a whole bunch of different image generators, and I just forgot which image generators I used, but I know I used it on the Leonardo AI thing, and I don't have a subscription on either one of them yet. I've been kind of just testing them out, see which image generator I think is worthy of doing a subscription. But I just want to talk about those because I was going to do like a do like a voiceover on them, but the janky equipment I got, just cheapo, cheapo guy, it wasn't coming out right. So just trying to think. Yeah, I think I talked about. I think I gave you a good enough idea about what them images are about. All right, thank you again, YouTube. Bye.